Hi, today I'm coming to you from the floor because we're going to get down and dirty with some of the most inefficient exercises that you probably waste time and effort doing, and I'm going to teach you some things that you can do instead to get better results. The first one on the list, a lot of fitness people that I surveyed totally agree with me on this one, is crunches. And you all have done crunches at some point in your life or seen some infomercial with some schmuck on the floor like, ugh, banging out all these crunches, and then they whip out this, crunch machine, and this works better. I want to let you know that there are so many better exercises that you can engage more of your core muscles, get your heart rate up, and not run the risk of straining your neck, rounding your shoulders, and a couple other things that are really just side effects that are not beneficial about crunches. The reason why they're tricky, though, is because you can feel it. You feel the muscles burning, and typically when people feel something, they're thinking, ooh, it must be working. So here's the deal. You know, if you watch my videos and if you've seen any of my workouts before, that I love planks. Whether you're holding a plank or adding another exercise onto a plank, they're really one of the most efficient things because you're engaging so many muscles in the process of a plank. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, a plank you can do from your elbows in a low plank position or from your hands in a high plank position. You can add twists where you cross opposite knee to opposite elbow. You can add Spider-Mans where you bring your knees outside of your elbow. You could do planks on your side. The easiest version is to keep your knee down and you would hold it up like this. You could balance this hand up here like that if that helps you. You could stack your feet as well and hold your plank. And if you really want to get a bang for your buck, you can add a leg raise to this exercise. So those are some things that you could do with planks there. Another thing you could do is you could do it on an unstable surface. So you could also get yourself up on a medicine ball. I have a stability ball here. So it would look like that. And you just squeeze your core in, belly button to spine, and hold this for as long as you can. And if you get really good, you can start adding things to make it more challenging, like raising a leg off the ground or something like that. So please, 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 start subbing any kind of plank exercise instead of your crunches. If you want to get that oblique involved, you could also do any type of rotation. You can use a dumbbell. You could use a medicine ball at your gym. You can lift your feet up off the ground to make this more challenging of an exercise. And you could also do what I call a V-up. A lot of people call it a V-up. I didn't invent the exercise. But the easy version would be you're down here and you're raising one leg. So you're bringing elbow to knee. The challenging version would be both legs are coming up. So that's another great exercise that you'll feel it, it'll get your heart rate up, and it'll engage a lot more muscles, so it's way more efficient. The next thing I totally hate, super inefficient, are those abductor-adductor machines at the gym. A lot of people get on there, especially ladies, because we all want our inner thighs to look better. We're always trying to figure out a way to lose fat off of our thighs. I have to tell you, it's not a friggin' machine at the gym. It's doing intense interval cardio exercise. That's how you're going to burn more fat. That's how you're going to shed cellulite off of unwanted areas. And it also has a lot to do with what you eat. Below this video, I have a link to a weightlifting article that I wrote a couple months ago for Healthy Style New York. I want you to take a look at that because at the bottom of that article, there are tips for interval exercises and also for how to eat better to shed fat. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on that. I am just going to point this thing out. If you work at a job where you sit for most of the day, why the hell are you going to go to the gym to sit on another machine and waste time? It just doesn't make any sense. And I know, again, this one's tricky like crunches because you'll feel that working. You might even be sore on your inner thighs, but I have to tell you, it's just not going to be the answer to getting the fat off your thighs if that's what you're trying to do. Last but not least are traditional, bicep curls or tricep kickbacks. You see people doing these all the time, and again, ladies, what do we hate? We want to get rid of our underarm flab. Summer's coming. We want our arms to look really sexy, and I don't mind these exercises as long as they're in combination with something else. By themselves, they're super inefficient, just standing around doing bicep curls. Something you can add it to a squat, or you can add it to a lunge. And in terms of the tricep kickback, you can actually get a really good core workout by adding that to a plank exercise. So a modified version would be to keep one knee down and bring one leg up, and you could do your kickback this way more efficient. Or if you're stronger, you can go ahead and bring yourself up in a full plank position and do it that way. But again, it's an enormous waste of time to just do it by itself on its own. So, like always, if you have a question, leave it below in the comments. If you have a comment, if you have an exercise that you really like that targets one of these areas, go ahead and let me know by leaving a comment as well. If you know a friend that would benefit from this video, send it along to them. And if you're just stopping by the website and you're not on my list, go ahead and pop your name and email up in the top right corner there, and you're going to get the 5 do's and don'ts of weight loss that stays lost. It's a digital handbook. It's awesome. People have been loving it, and I'll see you back here sometime soon.